Hey everyone, and welcome to Maybe Daily, the podcast that wasn't there for a couple of days, but is back today, thus being truthful to its name. Maybe it's going to be there today, maybe not. But there is live tonight, or previously recorded, as they say on those late night shows. Right, so today, you know what's going to happen. I'm going to talk about a bunch of things which might not be related to one another. They'll all be related to that one thing hovering over everybody's head over the past few weeks, actually. It's been a little while now, this whole pandemic thing has been hitting us. So, yes, on the last episode, I was mentioning how, because we can't get anything through online in grocers like Ocado and shit, despite having existing accounts and all these things, that we may have to go outside to do our groceries, which we haven't done yet, but the plan is actually to go for the first time tomorrow, late night or early morning, depending on how you see it, like around 5 a.m., to grab some groceries, hoping that nobody, apart from the shop owners, will be there, it should be fine. We'll try. That'll be our first attempt. We'll just grab as much fresh stuff as possible, veggies and milk, because the rest is fine. We're fine for the meat, fine for most of it's just veggies that run out real fast here. Which is weird when you think about it, because I'm not a big veggies fan. I'm just kind of forced to eat them. So, yeah, here we are. So talking about deliveries not happening the way I hoped. Welcome to the cage. So this is my cage. I can do chin-ups, and in theory I should be able to do fucking bench presses and stuff, which I can't do because the bench has not arrived. Neither have the barbells, nor dumbbells, nor anything else that would be really useful with that cage. So I can do now it's fucking chin-ups, which is good, but I want to have a little more diverse of a workout. Well, I can still do some dancing and shit with Jada, which is fine, but yeah. When you put so much into a thing, you'd like to have it sooner rather than later. Or get some more news, because actually, I didn't get everything that I ordered on eBay, I did receive, like the cage, the mat, all this stuff, so that was great. But everything else that I ordered on a certain website that I happened to shout out in the previous video did not arrive, which sucks. But to be fair, they do say that they give themselves a time frame of 30 working days before they arrive, so we are way past 10 now. So let's see what happens within the next month, and hopefully the rest of my home gym is gonna be here. Right. But yeah, I think the thing that might piss me off is if all those restrictions get lifted just when my set arrives, because even though in the end, on the long run, it's going to be useful, it's going to be a nice investment, and it's going to help me save on gym membership. Well, it took me a year or 2 years of using it for it to be worth the spend. So yeah, I do hope that even when those restrictions get lifted, that I'm not too pissed about getting that now when maybe I had only a month to wait, because anyways, that virus is not being taken seriously whatsoever. Just have to look around Elephant Castle, packed with people. I'm literally seeing more people now than I've ever seen before COVID was a thing. And yes, one would say, yeah, but that was winter, so people don't really go out. Yeah, I'm sorry. Winter, you don't go out because it's cold or because you're worried about getting sick. There's a literal pandemic. I don't know if you realize. Pandemic! That thing that gets you, that might kill a couple of people here and there. And there's more people out right now. Makes you think a bit. Makes you like, okay, why do people not care to that extent about what's out there? Well, I'd say it's not necessarily simple. But it does, from my ignorant point of view, it feels obvious that even though government says that we are living under some tough lockdown restrictions, that we can't go out, that nothing can happen, that you can't gather with people, that the police will enforce that thing. And just that show on Westminster Bridge a couple of weeks back makes me realize, yeah, police ain't going to do shit. Yeah, that's just not happening. They're not going to check anyone. At least in London. I don't know about the other areas in the UK, but as far as I know, and from people that I know that tried to like ping the police about like, people just gathering around buildings or around flats and shit like that, saying, hey, that's not cool, you're not respecting the rules, you're gathering a bunch of people that don't live there. And yeah, police like, oh, sorry, we can't check anyone. But it does feel like they end checking. They're not checking anyone whatsoever. So, I mean, it's kind of a mixed message. If the government's like, oh, this is an extremely tough restriction, you can't go out, you can't do this, you can't do that. But at the same time, any private person can just ignore those rules and be fine. Well, nobody's going to follow them. I only people that are bound to follow rules because that's how they grew, that's how they know that things can work. Like, following rules to avoid chaos in society. Those will follow them. But imagine, be like, okay, nobody goes out. That's where dictatorships can be fun. Fun. Of course. Perspective, whatever. But like, if say Kim Jong-un says to his people, do not go outside your house, or you will get shot by the police. Believe me, of course you'll have one of two assholes who will just go out because why not? They'll get shot. Nobody else is going out. No fucking body is gonna put their nose out to see what's up. No, they'll stay home. They'll stay the fuck home. They'll wait those 2-3 weeks. And that's it. No more pandemic. Actually, maybe that's what happened there. Maybe that's what they did, and that could be why they have such great numbers. Well, if you believe those numbers, because we know how they deal with things there, but maybe that's the one thing we should trust them about. Well, yeah, I heard about him, actually about Kim being in vegetative state. Well, right now it's rumors, but because it's rumors that everybody's spreading around. Like, it's like Prince, I don't remember which prince it is that people say dies every year for the last 10 years. But if that proves to be real, that'd be interesting to see how the world evolves past that. Like, especially with that crisis going on now, like, what is China going to do? Is China going to... China doesn't matter. Let's just forget about it for now. Let's go back into the meat of that virus thing. So, yeah, if police was granted the right to shoot people for stepping out of their houses for non-essential reasons, probably people would be more careful about going out. Actually, in France, they're doing that thing where you have to get like some... I think they're pushing it, but maybe that... But then, so is shooting people. There, you have to go with a note that justifies you being outside and saying why exactly you're going out and where you're going. So that the police can check it and like, okay, oh, you're saying you're going there to groceries and you live there. The fuck are you doing here? That has nothing to do with your itinerary. Get fined. They actually increase the fine. Like, I think it's now 200 euros if they catch you in the street. Here, as far as I know, nothing's happening. So people are not paying attention. I'm actually seeing more people now. I'm seeing actually an increasing amount of people hanging out outside because, and it makes sense. Psychologically speaking, if you see somebody doing something that you want to do or that you'd be inclined to do, you will do it as well. Like, say you say nobody goes out, you can't, it's forbidden, whatever. See somebody going out, you'll go out. Somebody else sees you going out because you're like, oh yeah, why couldn't I go out? Like, that person goes out, oh, why can that dickhead go out and I have to stay home? Like, that's not fair. I want to go out too, I need to breathe. I can't deal with being in the house 24/7, which, stop being a little bitch, you can. Remember Anne Frank. So, yeah, you could. And that person then goes out. That's 3 people outside. That's more people can say, like, oh god, why can they be outside and not us? And whoop, more people going out. And then other people seeing these people, and then it goes round and round and round. It's just a vicious circle. And I think that might be what's happening. That might be why I'm seeing more, like, the amount of people outside increasing over time. And, yeah, it makes you wonder where we're heading. Like, I think, like, Southwark is probably, well, just when this epidemic started in the UK, that was the most hit area of London, if not the UK. I think most area hit in the UK was Southwark. And I mean, that doesn't come from out of nowhere. Look at people around, like, they don't give a shit. They don't give 2 fucks about what's going on. So I guess that makes sense, that that's the most hit area. But then, on the plus side, when this all ends, when enough people get sick, whether they recover or die, there might be that herd immunity Bodger was talking about so much when this whole started in the UK to begin with. So maybe we'll be free to go out earlier than everyone else because everybody else will have dealt with the disease, will have gotten sick or recovered or whatever. But many people don't care. Many people think that they're just done. That, they're just rolling the dice thinking, well, maybe I'll die in a year regardless, no matter what happens. And talking about what if you die in a year theories, I actually came up with my own theory over the last few weeks on how that coronavirus information could have been spread. Not spread, but you'll see. Let me just walk you through it. So I call that the Unus Annus theory. If you follow YouTube a little, that might ring a bell to you. So there's that YouTuber, Mark Fishback, that you might know as Markiplier, more famous for the Bite of 87 meme, the crying Mark memes of him crying in front of, I don't even know what, but that people just use that template to just make tons of memes of overreacting to stuff. Or you might also know him as Red PewDiePie, from when he had his red hair and yelled PewDiePie and green PewDiePie. Too many PewDiePies. So Markiplier created that channel called Unus Annus on November 15th, 2019. So that was 6 months ago. Oh boy, 6 months ago. Time flies. He created a channel with a friend of his. And the purpose of that channel was to have that thing that lives for a year. Reminding you, making you think about the theme of what if you die within the next year? What if you had only 365 days left? And yes, I gave a date, November 15th, 2019. Yeah, I told you, that was November 15th, 2019, which is when the first video for that channel was released. You should check it out actually, by the way. Just check that shit out. Right. 2 days. So as you may or may not know, the first case of coronavirus, according to Chinese authorities, was tracked back to November 17th, 2019, which is 2 days, just 2 days after the creation, or after the release of the first video of Unus Annus, a channel about how we all have a year left to live out. 2 days before the first case tracked. Probably a coincidence, probably a complete coincidence. But I find that really interesting that these dates are so close, and considering the theme of the channel, with the occurrence that the second date refers to. And I'm thinking, what if people out there, they're not just careless, that careless people that don't care about anyone else's interest or health but their own, actually don't even care about their own health, because they're if I get the virus, who cares? I'll probably survive. Even though we know nothing about it, but, you do you. Maybe they bought into this idea that I might have just 1 year left to live and that this COVID is just the nail on the coffin of humanity. That is just how this whole ends. And that it doesn't matter if it takes you now, it takes you in 6 months or in a year. It ends up claiming each and every one of us. And I'm thinking, if I had that same idea, if that was ingrained in my mind, I don't know that I would want to stay home for my last months or year. I definitely want to go out. I want to try some new stuff. I want to hang around with my friend. I want to ignore the police. Oh, you know what? Fuck the police. Like Tupac allegedly did as he died. It's just that thing I heard on the Delia podcast. That apparently, I don't know it. I didn't look into it. I didn't Google it. So don't take my word for it. That after being shot, so Tupac gets shot, and then police officers go to him, ask him, okay, who shot you? You're gonna die. So who shot you so you can try and figure out what's happening that can arrest them? And it would have been, fuck you. And I'm wow, okay, that's gangster. If he really did that, which I don't know he did. But that's just a hearsay from a hearsay. So maybe look into it yourself. You might find that it's true, or you might find it's horseshit. Which, in that case, let me know in the comments. Anywhere you can comment. People drink words is literally everywhere. Right. So back to that, what if you're gonna die? So what if you're gonna die? You might just not care about rules anymore. Some people will still abide by rules, still try to play their part, do the best so that everyone, do their best to help the common interest. Staying home, making sure that NHS doesn't get overwhelmed by, not trying not to get the virus all at the same time. And maybe if you think that doesn't matter, you're dead in a year anyways, you're gonna go out. You're gonna go have some drinks, gonna hang out with your friends because you'll never see them again since you're gone in a year. And that's the only explanation I can think of, as to why somebody would just ignore those rules of staying home and going out only for essential groceries and decide that, I'm a jogger now. I'm gonna be running outside for 2 good minutes and sit on the floor for 3 hours. Yeah. It's beyond me why people do that. But maybe they think or think they know or know that in a year they're gone. So none of it matters. None of those rules matter. The lockdown doesn't matter. The people getting sick around don't matter because they're not them. Maybe that's what's up. So that was my Unus Annus theory about how people don't care and why that might be. So now, before I leave you guys, I'm just gonna go quickly about that thing. So what's the most surprising thing you found out in general since this lockdown started? Because what I found is that I can't actually stack +2 or +4 cards when I play Uno. Just found while playing earlier with Jada. Because I was putting the rule book a lot. Because turns out we didn't play with the same rules growing up. We had very different ideas of what the rules were. But some of them were both wrong. So yeah, you can't stack +2s, you can't stack +4s. That's from the official Uno rules. So yeah, I thought I'd hand on that note so that you can argue with friends and family and don't hesitate to take out the rules out of your pocket. Because you have a smartphone, you can Google the rules, Uno's got a website for that. And then you can end the argument in a second. Or start another one about how you've been cheating for the last 2 hours. But hey, that's what's fun. That's what's fun, this lockdown, staying with people for a few hours, few days, few months. You might go crazy and get at each other's throats. But don't get violent. Domestic violence for suckers. Don't fucking do that. And I heard that, the numbers have gone up. But I'm guessing you get more instances, more occasions to be violent. You were always going to be violent at one point. So probably me telling you don't be violent, that ain't going to change that. So you do you once more. And it is time to wrap up this episode of Maybe Daily, episode 5. So thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share with your friends, your dog, your sister, your mother, your cousin, your teacher, your boss, whomever you want to share this with. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.